Hey everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another video. If I look like I just made a video, it's because I did. But I'm cranking out a bunch of videos today just to get sort of caught up on things. Apparently, I'm not feeling very well, and so the energy level in this video may be a little low, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I am responding to a tag that I got from Kenny from Kenny's Movie Palace, my good buddy and partner in crime from Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. And he wanted to know what my top 10 movies of the 1990s are. This is a list, this is one of those types of lists that could vary from minute to minute. What I did was, I didn't really cheat, but I went to a list that I have on my Letterboxd, and I have my top 25 movies of the 90s, and I just sort of whittled it down to this list. And I'm going to show them to you, but they're not in any order. They're in order, but they're chronological from oldest to newest. So if they're on this list, they're a great. It's a great movie from the 1990s. Any of these movies would be fantastic for you to sit down and watch. And I highly recommend all of them, obviously. But each one has different reasons, and I will tell you what those are. And first, from 1990 is Goodfellas, starring Ray Liotta and Robert De Niro, made by Martin Scorsese. When anybody asks what my favorite gangster film is, it's this. It's head and shoulders, in my opinion, above The Godfather. I love this movie. I could watch this endlessly. This is just a gripping movie. The Godfather movies, for whatever reason, they just never really connected with me, but this did. And this would be my favorite gangster movie. It's also number 10 on my list of my top movies of the 1990s. Great, great movie. If you like gangster films, mafia films, if you haven't seen this, what are you waiting for? This is a great movie. Number 2 or number 9, however you want to look at it, is Silence of the Lambs. This is an unopened copy, but I've seen this movie many, many times. This is the Criterion Collection edition. This, of course, stars Jodie Foster, Anthony Hopkins, Scott Glenn, and Ted Levine. And this is just an amazingly gripping thriller. Some people call it a horror film. I guess it's a horror movie, but it's more, to me, a psychological thriller, more about getting in people's heads. Anthony Hopkins delivers, of course, a fantastic performance as Hannibal Lecter. Clarice Starling is played by Jodie Foster. The interplay between the two of them is just out of this world. There's a movie called Manhunter that came before this that was written by the author of this, Thomas Harris, that I like a little bit more than this one. But it's very dated and it's very hard to recommend. But it may be dated as far as being a 90s film, but this is just very powerful stuff. Watch this with the lights off. Also from 1991, JFK from Oliver Stone. This is the big giant Shout Select 4K limited edition box set. This has the gargantuan 4-hour cut on it. The director's cut, I believe it is 4 hours long. Yeah, it's 205 minutes, so not quite 4 hours long, but it's just an amazing movie. Whether or not you believe that John F. Kennedy was assassinated by somebody other than Lee Harvey Oswald, this is just an excellent movie that may tell a version of the story of what happened. It probably doesn't tell the true story of what happened. I'm not even going to get into that. It's just an amazing movie, well done. Just the way it takes something so incredibly complex as the conspiracies around the John F. Kennedy assassination and sort of spools it out in a way that you can understand it. Is it flawed from that perspective? Sure. But as a movie, in terms of the way it was made and the way it is made and the way it's acted, Kevin Costner, Sissy Spacek, John Candy, Tommy Lee Jones, Kevin Bacon, Laurie Metcalf, Gary Oldman, Michael Rooker, the cast is just fantastic. And I'm leaving out Walter Matthau, who's in it for a couple minutes, and Donald Sutherland. Just, you've got to see this movie if you haven't. Don't even watch the director's cut if you don't, because the director's cut is great, but the original theatrical film is great too. So, JFK from 1991. From 1992, Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven with Gene Hackman and Morgan Freeman, and Richard Harris is in this as well. He never gets enough credit for being in this movie, but Unforgiven, this is just an incredible Western. Great performances from Clint Eastwood, Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman. It was directed by Clint Eastwood. And I don't know, I didn't like Westerns when I was growing up. I love this movie. I've grown to appreciate Westerns as I've gotten older. But this one just keeps getting better and better. From 1992, Unforgiven. See this. Fantastic. From 1994, I've got a bunch of movies from 1994. So that means these are out of sync now. So something happened. Excuse me for 1 second. Okay, we're back. Nope, we're back. 1994. Shawshank Redemption. This is a steelbook that I haven't opened, but I've seen this movie many, many times. This is just it was an underappreciated film when it came out in the theaters. It has since being on TNT gained a cult following, and well, not a cult following, a really devoted following, because it's an amazing movie from Frank Darabont, based on the Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption by Stephen King. Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman. Just an incredible story. I won't even get into it. Just watch it. It's from 1994. Great, great film. Okay, I did say a bunch of movies are from 1994. This is another one. Apparently I've owned this for quite a while and haven't opened it, but I love this movie. Ed Wood from Tim Burton, with Johnny Depp and Sarah Jessica Parker, Bill Murray, and Martin Landau. I can't forget his name. I can't forget his performance as Bela Lugosi. Ed Wood, the real person, was a fantastically weird person. This is a fantastically weird movie. It's funny. It's based on a true story. How true it is, you can take that for what it's worth, but it makes an amazing movie. And if you're interested in movie making, how movies shouldn't be made, maybe take a look at this film. But if you're interested in the works of Ed Wood, watch this and then go rent some of his movies, or track them down on DVD or whatever. They're very easy to find. But this is just hilarious. And if you like movies, or if you love movies, you should love this movie as well. All right, also from 1994, Pulp Fiction. This is the 4K Steelbook. Collector's edition. I used to have this on Blu-ray and just recently traded it in, so I haven't opened this version yet. But I saw this in the theater I don't know how many times. Just an amazing movie from Quentin Tarantino. This was the first film I saw from Quentin Tarantino. I'm pretty sure I saw this before Reservoir Dogs. Went back and watched Reservoir Dogs after I saw this, but this just sort of blew my mind. I remember the night I went to the theater to see this film. And believe it or not, the trailer for Clerks was on this movie. The crowd was really into it. My girlfriend at the time and I, we were both sort of in sync in terms of how we felt about this movie. Just a great, great film. Some of these movies are no surprise. They're great movies, and I can't add anything to the commentary about them that you haven't heard already. So yeah, Pulp Fiction, great movie from the 90s, 1994. And then from 1996, also from the Coen brothers, directed by Joel Coen, Fargo, starring Frances McDormand, Steve Buscemi, William H. Macy, Peter Stormare. Just a great movie, a movie that is endlessly quotable. If you like doing weird accents, you can really get into it. But I saw this back in 1996, and I've been enjoying it ever since. I love this movie. This is just an amazing, amazing film. And then from 1997, from Paul Thomas Anderson, Boogie Nights. This is another movie I saw in the theater and just was floored by. Just a really good movie. Burt Reynolds is in this, Heather Graham, of course, Mark Wahlberg, Julianne Moore, Don Cheadle, John C. Reilly, William H. Macy, Nicole Parker, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Of course, this is the story of Dirk Diggler, the well-endowed porn star, but it's also another sort of love letter to movies as well, in just sort of a different way. And it's, it's just a lot of incredible performances. Burt Reynolds in this is amazing. What else can I say? And then last but not least, from 1999, Fight Club, starring Edward Norton and Brad Pitt, Helena Bonham Carter, of course, Meatloaf a Day, Jared Leto. This was done by David Fincher, based on the book by Chuck Palahniuk, or Newick. I'm probably saying his name wrong. I've never really been able to say his name. I did read the book after I saw the movie, but I like the movie more, actually. This is just sort of, I don't know, a Gen X classic. And if you know, you know. It's about Fight Club, so I can't really talk about it. So there you go. That's my last top 10 of my number 10 of my top 10 of the 1990s. So there you go. I'm sorry I sort of stumbled over my words again. I'm not feeling that great today, but why else would I make a video today when I'm not feeling good? For variety, why not? Thanks to Kenny for tagging me in this video, and as always, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate your attention span, and stick around. This is kind of what I do on this channel, usually with a little bit more energy and pep, and usually maybe somewhat better use of my vocabulary and words. Today my brain is kind of foggy, so there you go. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.